In this regional section, we're going to hear from more speakers who I'm now going to ask to come onto stage and to take a seat. So if I could please ask Giuseppe Sciacca, Director for Maritime Affairs and Climate, the Conference of Peripheral Maritime Regions, please do take a seat. Maria Luz Paramio Martin, Directive Board Member, Regional Science and Technology Fund of the Azores Regional Government, please take a seat. And Ariel Troisi, Chairperson of the Intergovernmental Oceanographic Commission. And, last but not least, Alvaro Enrique Albacete Perea, Deputy Secretary General for Water, Environment and the Blue Economy at the Union for the Mediterranean. Thank you very much for joining me. You'll find there's a microphone for you. I would like to ask you whether you can keep your remarks to 5 minutes or less, because you see there's a big sign here which says that we're 10 minutes over time, and that means 10 minutes less coffee. So no pressure. Let's, however, begin, Giuseppe. Perhaps you would like to tell us on behalf of the Conference of Peripheral Maritime Regions, to tell us about the activities in your region and how you're planning to support the Charter.
Yes, can you hear me? Yes, I think so. Director General Mrs. Visheva, distinguished speakers, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, and also all the participants online, good afternoon. It is a pleasure for me and also for the CPMR to be here today, so thanks a lot for inviting us. Over the last years, the CPMR implemented several initiatives that we think might be and should be capitalized through the Charter. So, of course, it's impossible for me to quote all the activities. I will try to share with you a couple of them. The first example that I would like to quote comes from the CPMR Atlantic Arc Geographical Commission, which brings together 14 regional authorities from Portugal, Spain, France, Ireland, and also UK. Last Tuesday, during a side event here in Lisbon, our Atlantic regions launched a pledge to prevent and also reduce pollution in the Atlantic Ocean. Actually, this pledge does not cover only and focus only on pollution, but also on other activities. So if we look at the commitments, at the list of commitments of this pledge, our member regions will be invited also at earmark a part of their ERDF envelopes and also their own resource regional funds to develop circular economy strategies and also to implement nature preservation initiatives. So in this regard, a concrete example, our members will be expected also to contribute to reinforce the conservation status of some marine protected areas in the Atlantic Ocean. The second example that I would like to quote with you come from the south part of Europe, where our Inter-Mediterranean Commission since the beginning of this year joined the initiative launched by the EUCN and also by Region Sud in order to mobilize all the Mediterranean regions to fight against plastic pollution. So in this context, our Mediterranean regions started to identify concrete good practice and also to develop innovative process to cooperate all together. So this is the case, for instance, of Occitania region, which since 2019, so 3 years so far, is working on a specific awareness campaign. The name of this campaign is Let's Do Marvels for Zero Marine Litter. And this awareness campaign aims to encourage citizens to reduce plastic consumption. Always related to Occitania region, they launched in February a call for expression of interest to support pilot projects to promote the cooperation between public and private actors. This initiative is important because the result of these pilot projects will be used by the regional government to design and implement specific strategies to fight against plastic pollution. And what's more, always about Occitania region, the regional government is working with the government of Catalonia and the Balearic Islands to organize a symposium on plastic in the Mediterranean Sea. This event will take place in Montpellier next 29 of September, and this event will allow key stakeholders to collaborate and to have a concrete dialogue, stakeholders from both the shores of the Mediterranean Sea, of course, and also the symposium will try to identify concrete action to a solution of to tackle plastic pollution. So just to conclude, I think that the CPMR and its member region do not start from scratch, and all these activities, as I said, could be capitalized through the charter. So we will have our General Assembly in October, so I hope that we will have the opportunity to discuss internally about the charter, and we will follow up with more concrete engagement. So thanks a lot for your attention.
Thank you very much. And let's hope that the General Assembly endorses all the wonderful things you're doing. And thank you very much for keeping to time. Maria, Directive Board Member, Regional Science and Technology Fund, Azores Regional Government. Tell us about your commitment and what you're up to.
Thank you very much, Claire. Thank you for the Commission for this kind invitation. It's a pleasure to stay here. We have several actions on development, but also we have potential actions to be developed under the Charter. So, as you know, the Azores Archipelago is located in the middle of the Atlantic and has specific features related with the oceanographic, geological, and geopolitical characteristics that provide the perfect conditions for the Azores region to be an important contribution to the mission and to the Charter. Regarding my institution, regarding science and technology, FRCT follows and promotes the Horizon Europe at regional level with the main actors of our innovation and research ecosystem, but also at political level. We see the mission as a tool, a governance tool in itself, because it's a very well structured, and we believe that the 2030 targets could be addressed by the implementation, and also could be addressed a transformative challenge that the ocean in this moment suffer between the climate change effect. This new systemic approach based on excellent science and inclusive knowledge is very important at regional level. And answering your specific question about our actions, Azores has a small dimension research and innovation ecosystem. However, we have a very important critical mass to think in and to develop innovation. In this moment, we believe that we are already made the change to the technological jump and to pass to the research, to the innovation, and this is very important, this new dynamic. As you know, and here in the conference there are some representatives of our University of Azores. We have Marie members, and also we have an important research center that cover different areas of the ocean, especially deep sea, that is the Oceanos Center. We have several players that works international and cooperation level, and we have also associated spin-offs and new enterprise that has the intention to work in the digitalization of the ocean. That is very important. Also, we have in Azores one international institutions that also roles an important play in the Atlantic and Arctic lighthouse, that is the Air Center. Several projects are covered and are addressed by the ocean mission targets. That is the case of our Atlantic Observatory that aims to collect, aggregate data, and also for the monitor for the exclusive economic zone for Portuguese waters, and as financed by the E-grants. We have a lot of hope in this project. Also, our colleagues of the Azores government from the Maritime Policy and the Environmental Directorate have several projects, live projects, that the objective is to monitorize and also to plan and design MPAs. Of course, as Tiago Pita Cunha said before, we had the Blue Program, that is a partnership, a strong partnership between the Azores government, the White Foundation, and it's important also to refer that the Blue Program contributes very actively to develop these marine protect areas, being very following the orientation of the mission by co-design and to be inclusive with all marine users, and also is supported by a scientific strong, local strong teams. Always, I would like also to because I have the time very quick, we have also several projects financing by the European Union regarding the marine spatial planning, the marine strategy directive, and the strategy of biodiversity. And we, Azores government, coordinates this project in the Macaronesian region and the utmost region areas. Other thing that I would like to address is that the Azores government are involved in two partnerships, very important partnerships for the ocean mission, that is the Blue Economy Partnership, that recently we received the approval, and also the Biodiversa Plus, that we are very happy with these two partnerships, and this proof how the Azores government address the charter. Only to finish, I would like to highlight how the important is to work together. We are clearly seeing recently how the ocean mission goals shake the European innovation and research ecosystem to provide and to work together to submit all together with a same vision and one unique vision in the case of the Atlantic and the Arctic. Only to finish, I would like to highlight the importance to the transregional institutions and CPMER to support the regions. And of course, in the case of the Azores, it's very important the support to address the charter. And finally, to close, I would like to invite you to visit the ocean exhibition here in the Oceanário that has a documentary called One, and you can feel very quickly, instantaneously, the emotional link with the Sea of the Azores. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And it's unfair to ask somebody in 5 minutes to explain everything that they're doing and their heartfelt support, but there we are, the rules of the game. Thank you very much for talking to us from the perspective of the regions. Let's now talk about working together and joining forces across the globe. And if I go to Ariel Troisi, chairperson at the Intergovernmental Oceanographic Commission, that's difficult, of UNESCO, we'll call it the ICO, I think. Leader in the management of oceans, coasts and marine ecosystems. Please tell us about your activities and how you plan to support the mission.
Okay, thank you very much, Claire. Good afternoon, everyone. Allow me to start by thanking the organizers for inviting us to share this very important event today. And I know it's difficult. Intergovernmental Oceanographic Commission. It takes some time to do it. Anyway, but from the perspective of our commission, our links to the European Union, to the EU is a key partner. It's a key partner in ocean science and services. We have a long record of collaboration, success stories, good practices. In that sense, it is very important for us to share this moment with you, the launching of this charter. I personally believe that in terms of the ocean, our commitments need to be ambitious. At the same time, we need to be credible. We need to be our ambitions need to be actionable and relevant. So in that sense, considering that is the one ocean that unites us all, and just a reflection, a few kilometers from here, there's a beautiful monument dedicated to navigators. And you will see the ship in its bow heading towards the ocean, and then you will see the society, the complete society, government officials, academia, industry, commerce, community in general, and that's for me a reflection of our link to and with the ocean, and we need to preserve that and restore that relationship. So going to the beginning and trying to cover, and not in 3.5 minutes left, the whole value chain, ocean value chain, something that's critical and very important We need sustained ocean observations, and our efforts have to go that way. Without the observations, without observing the essential ocean variables, it will be very difficult to produce the knowledge that is needed to support decision making and policy making. Research and innovation are providing us every day with new tools, with new ways to observe. So that's really good. But at the same time, we need to enhance and further develop the coordination mechanism so our efforts are as efficient as possible. We need to develop those synergies. As for this charter, I see it as an opportunity to leverage other processes and actions. And just to mention a few, it's a continuing development of management tools such as marine spatial planning. It's contributing to sustainable ocean management using science to provide solutions and provide input for decision making. This will also assist us globally in addressing and overcoming the barriers we have already identified that were identified when the UN Decade of Ocean Science was being developed. And the fourth point is the contribution to ocean literacy. It was mentioned by the Director General DG Mare. That's critical, and we need to work on that, and this charter will help us with the ocean literacy, with public awareness, with engaging with all stakeholders. And we have now the opportunity, the decade as a framework, as a transformative tool to grow towards 2030 and beyond. As IOC, we are a broker for ocean science, for services, for capacity development, and also as a bridge for science and policy interface. So we stand ready to contribute together with the EU to this initiative you are launching today to protect, to restore the ocean, to address the challenges of pollution, and to promote the sustainable ocean economy. And 1 minute and 10 left. I don't want to stand in front of you for the coffee, so I leave it right there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much from the IOC. And now let's go from one intergovernmental institution to another to pass to Alvaro Enrique Albacete Pereira, Deputy Secretary General for Water, Environment and Blue Economy at the Union for the Mediterranean, which brings together, I understand, 42 countries to promote dialogue and cooperation.
Thank you very much. 42 member states from the North, South and Eastern Mediterranean, with the support of the European Commission, working together to preserve the Mediterranean. If only we had that objective, that would justify the existence of the organization, but we work in other areas such as urban development, transport, higher education, and so on and so forth. I was thinking what to tell you, because not only I run out of time, but also because all the papers that I have with me has been already said by my predecessors, mainly by DG Mare, so I don't have enough information to share with you. So what can I tell you? I'm a diplomat, I'm not an expert in environment or blue economy or ocean, so I have two messages to share with you. The first is the commitment of the Union for the Mediterranean for the implementation of the Charter. We were behind following the works of the Charter, and now it's time to be committed in the implementation of the Charter, so that is a pretty obvious message from the Union from the Mediterranean. And the second is to share with you a concern. I was a couple of weeks ago, I was in a political forum with Chatham House rules, so I cannot disclose the participants in that meeting, but there were politicians from the north and from the south of the Mediterranean, and at a certain point someone said, climate change is inflationary, which means that is a challenge for us to overcome the current situation of the economy in Europe. And then, as you can imagine, there was a huge debate on whether or not this is the right moment to put in force or to implement certain decisions on climate change. And the discussion was between the end of the month or the end of the world, and as if there was a choice in terms of giving an immediate response to the immediate challenges of the economy, or to look at the medium and long term of the needs of climate change. I think that is an artificial debate, and I think that we should be alerted and we should pay attention to the commitments that are in the Green Deal of the European Union and now the Charter when it comes to oceans, and be pushing or keep being pushing with all these measures that I think should be implemented today, not tomorrow. I still have 2 minutes, and I will say that we are preparing a pavilion at the COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh, which is going to be the Mediterranean Pavilion, not the Union for the Mediterranean Pavilion, where we will showcase with many other Mediterranean organizations our efforts to preserve the Mediterranean, and you are all invited to visit the pavilion. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And as we know, people always remember the last things that they hear. So I'm sure you'll get many people wanting to go to your pavilion at the COP27. So thank you very much to our regional and international speakers. We are going to take a break of 15 minutes because I think most probably people do need coffee, some fresh air and water. And we will come back and we're going to be hearing from researchers, citizens and philanthropists. So see you in 15 minutes. Thank you.